WCB Podcast, your source for all things Chicago Blackhawks and everything hockey. With your host, Jarom and Tanner. Let's do it. Jarom and Tanner.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB Podcast. It's Jarom, it's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Nothing much, man. You know, just having a good time.
Having a good time. Sporting a little Christmas present there, it looks like.
Yeah, little reverse retro California Golden Sharks. Erik Karlsson.
EK65.
EK65 jersey. Finally got it. And it's the most perfect one ever.
The fact, too, that the realization that you wanted that jersey and then you could finally had a player to get that jersey.
Yeah.
Happened
Right?
on the show. It's just seeing it over the progress of November to today. It's amazing to see it in person.
Feels good.
You manifested it happened. Congratulations.
Yeah. You know, I mean, maybe my wife just hears me talk about it a little bit too much while we're doing this, but it's fine with me. Caught the hint.
Yeah, you got it just in time for New Year's Day when the Hawks play the Sharks.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to be rooting against the Hawks, but like a Hawks loss is always good because better chances at first overall.
Exactly. Yeah, so a couple games were played since we last recorded. Hawks went 1-2.
That's right. 1 and 2.
They finally won. They snapped their second 8-game losing streak in the last 18 games. 18 games, I think.
19,
18 games. It was insane. But anyway, first up,
Nashville. That just goes to show you can't beat the Hawks 9 times in a row this season.
Yeah, God forbid.
There's no 9-game losing streaks happening here.
We're bad, but not that bad. We're not the Flyers here. Anyway, the Hawks took on the Nashville Predators, which interesting thing about this game too was the Hawks were rocking the white jerseys at home. This one.
Yeah.
Was Nashville? I forgot. Was Nashville wearing the reverse retro? Was that why?
Yeah, it's in the reverse retros. It's the same color scheme as what their normal homes are. It's just that older
logo.
It's you. You ever watch the show Reboot when it was on in the early 2000s? Where it's like a really bad CGI looking kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of what that Nashville Predator logo looks like. It's like an early 2000s makeup of a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah. Why didn't they just wear the yellow red scheme? I think that would have been a lot easier.
Get a lot more people hungry out there because red and yellow apparently makes you hungry. That's why McDonald's has those colors.
All right, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, right.
Tanner facts.
yeah, right. Useless shit that Tanner knows.
But yeah, this was one of those games where Nashville came in. We're not they are underperforming majorly this year. I think a lot of people had a lot higher expectations for this team. I think they were on paper looking like they were going to be a top 3 team in the division. I mean, at least competing for that second or third spot.
I think I said in preseason that they're probably going to, they had career years from several players last year that if they wanted to get back to that or better, they're going to need to have the exact same kind of outcomes. And that's not what's happening so far. I think Saros might be getting back into the groove. I know he started the season pretty shaky. He played well this game. The 2 goals that end up going in were such shit goals. They ricocheted off of people and just found their way into the back of the net. And the fact that they happened shot after shot, back to back. And I was just is this how we're gonna do it today? And then of course nothing else happens because Saros is a monster that fucking loves playing the Hawks because he's just gonna shut us down all the time.
Yeah, he's had 37 of the 39 shots he faced. So he's so good, and it's I hate Nashville always has good goalies, and I hate even more that they drafted that Russian goalie. I already forgot.
Askarov. Yeah,
and so it's just gonna continue for them. It's just nonstop. But the good news is apparently they just can't fill a team around him. to keep them competitive every year. So that's good. But
Well, that's the big thing that happened last year is they got career years from like Matt Duchene and like I think Ryan Johansson had a great year, like Mikhail Granlund, like Philip Forsberg, and we all know like Yossi had 95 points, like most for other defensemen in like a long time.
yeah,
Having all that combined is just like huge for them, and then they also just barely squeezed into the playoffs. So
that's true.
they needed to like perform even more from that. Oh, I completely forgot. Eli Tolvanen, they fucking waived recently too, and he got picked up by Seattle. And he was like one of the guys that they were really looking into. Didn't he?
That was a surprise.
Yeah.
Waived him. I think everyone was kind of like,
That was the guy that like was drafted not in the first round or something by Nashville, but like a couple of years ago, I remember people being online just being like, "Oh, this Tolvanen guy's gonna be sick. He's gonna be so bet. He's gonna be like Connor McDavid." And then where are we now? He got fucking waived in Seattle. I mean, and watch him just tear it up now in Seattle. I feel like that's what it's kind of like that first couple seasons of like Vegas, where like guys are going and there's no real like this is the superstar on the team, so everybody's contributing and everybody gets a chance to, and
well, I mean,
it'd
he's
be
not
really
doing
funny.
too great. He's only got 2 goals, 2 assists in 13 games played.
In Nashville though,
He hasn't even played in Seattle.
oh yeah, I wonder. I don't even know how long he's been in Seattle for.
He just melt bombed every game in Seattle.
Dude, Seattle does not give a shit. They're fucking healthy scratching Shane Wright, and they're like, "Oh, we'll take in Tolvin." And guess what?
He
Sit on the fucking bench.
he hasn't played since November 19th. Is he hurt?
No, he's not listed as hurt. That's funny. Either
That's
way, whatever. Yeah, but I think Nashville's gonna probably end up start picking it up a bit here. I don't know what it is if they weren't scoring or if like Saros was having some weak games. I don't know how Lankinen's doing as a backup. Um, but
uh
Saros has like some decent stats, but he's just sitting barely above 500 right now. So I'm assuming that they're probably not scoring very many goals.
they're just not giving him the support he needs. I think that's the big problem. Lankinen is 3-4 with a 2.64 goals against average and a 9.25 save percentage. So I mean, it's not horrible.
Yeah, I mean when you have that save percentage, like you should be winning games. But that really just sounds like they're not scoring. Actually, I remember when pregame they were talking about how these are like two of the lowest scoring teams in the league. So that makes the most sense again.
Yeah. It was a interesting game. Like you mentioned, the Hawks scored 2 really bad goals, 37 seconds apart. And we're like, oh, the streak's gonna end. And then they're like, no.
No.
Duchene scores a goal to tie it up with 5 seconds left to go in the second period. Typical Blackhawks fashion, lighting up a big goal with less than a minute left. Then a minute and 27 seconds into the third, Roman Yossi gets the team on the board up 3-2. That is a big goal for one major reason. And Tanner, would you take it away?
He ties the franchise record in points. And of course, because it was mentioned during the like either first period or pregame when they said Roman Yossi's just 2 points shy of being the all-time leader in franchise points, I just go, oh, so he's getting 2 points today.
Because
And of
spoiler,
course,
Ovechkin 2.0, he needs 3 goals to get 800. So what does he do? He scores 3 goals. He gets
whenever you need to reach a milestone, play the Hawks. They'll get you there.
He gets an assist on the power play 6 minutes into the third. That gives him the career. What was it, like 560 something, 576?
Probably 567. Because
Right.
yeah, he's only gotten 1 point since then. He's at 568.
567.
And who was the leader? Was it David Legwan?
It's got to be David Legwan.
I think it was David Legwan.
David Legwan, natural goal scorer. Everything that they've said every single time he touched the puck in NHL 03, I think.
Oh, really? Is it like the crystal ball? UA looks into his crystal ball.
Yeah, every time David Legwan would touch the puck in that game, David Legwan's a natural goal scorer. Like,
or I guess in real life, anytime Bobby Ryan touched the puck, and everybody would be like Bobby Ryan from Cherry Hill, like California or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. Miss Bobby Ryan, man. But that's why I also thought of Bobby Ryan, because isn't David like one of the guy that he turned inside out when he was on Anaheim?
Oh my God. Yeah, that playoff, like Deke, no stick, and he just got screwed. He should have just like let him go. I mean, you just embarrass yourself even more.
Yeah, he spun him around like 2-3 times and then just ends up scoring a goal. And it's just like, oh,
Yeah, it
Bobby
was
Ryan, baby.
David Legon. He had 566
There you go. Okay,
in
perfect.
956 games.
Not too
It's
shabby.
crazy. It's crazy that I mean, I know defenses are like it's a defensive game now with a
Yeah,
position, but it's still crazy to me that an all-time point getter is a defenseman. But I guess that just shows
yeah.
how much the game has really kind of adapted
Well,
towards that.
actually, just speaking of that real quick, then too, isn't it recently that Ovechkin just became like the all-time shots leader?
Yeah,
Do you know? And he beat Ray Bork,
Ray Bork. I mean, he had a
which is a
Ray
how
shot the
like
puck a lot. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Just speaking about like defensemen, like that shoot and like get points, like Ray Bork for coming from a time where like I don't know, I feel like defensemen were more of like stand in front of the net and beat the shit out of people. Like yeah, he's just leading the entire league for years in career shots. That's
He was
crazy.
a different breed, though, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I just pulled up his stats really quick too. 410 goals, 1,169 assists for 1,579 points.
I
God,
wonder how many of those assists were just like rebounds because of how many shots he took.
oh, probably majority of them. I bet
Right.
it's so shit. Oh man, looking at his 21 seasons in Boston, 2 in Colorado. Had to go cup chasing. God.
Oh, got it. At least he got it, you know.
Right. Yeah. Suck it. Every player that's done that before. Joe Thornton,
Joe Thornton, Patrick Marleau.
Jerome McGinley.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much else you can do about that, though.
Yeah, but yeah, so Hawks fall again 4-2 to Nashville. That made it 8 games in a row. And then come to town the day before Christmas Eve, Columbus Blue Jackets. This is initially the first game I thought the Hawks were going to win in December, but obviously
Mm-hmm.
the New York Rangers blew that one. And I was like, part of me was really hoping the Columbus was going to tear it up, but I think the Hawks needed just a moral booster a little bit. Like they're not going to win a lot of games, so let's take advantage of the really bad teams when we can.
Yeah. I mean, we got to get a dub every once in a while. It can't be like that depressing. And I mean, the good thing about this game, too, is like Patty Kane finally gets on the board again because he had been without a goal in, I can't remember how many games. But
A lot.
if you haven't been paying attention as to why the Hawks are not scoring very much, the team like Patrick Kane's shooting 4% currently, and but before this game, I had looked it up, and he was only shooting at like about 2%. So hey, there we go, doubling it up.
He
Maybe it was like
shooted the
three
puck a
or so, but
lot.
like he's leading the team in shots, and he has 5 goals on 121 shots right now, and his career average is around 11%. So it's just astronomically low. I mean,
What's this?
we're talking about people being snake bitten this season too, like with like Kurashev, who gets like a ton of chances and just like also misses the net or gets the post, or like somebody. I think during this game, Kaner took like a nasty clapper that ended up catching like Corpusala like in the top of the stick, and it was going to go top shelf. And it was just like, God damn, man, like shit like that just keeps happening.
All right, so he did
Um,
shoot the puck a lot. It was like
who?
Hainer. I was trying to think like what his
Yeah.
average was.
I mean, he gets the puck on net because he's always out there in offensive situations. You know, like he's always looking past first, but he knows when to shoot, and he'll take those chances too. Plus, he typically hits the net. He rarely misses the net when he's shooting, unlike some players that like would rather miss wide than like hit
because
the net.
that's like that just shows how good of a playmaker he is because like he knows you hit the net, you hit the pad in a certain way, like like you get that
Mhm.
right shot, you're leaving an awesome opportunity for one of your line mates or whoever is supporting you on the rush or something like that for a nice rebound opportunity. Like it's insane at the hockey IQ he has.
Oh yeah.
And that's why it's so frustrating when you hear like non-Chicago Blackhawk fans just talk down about him. And like it's like, yeah, whatever, think what you want to think, but it's like you have to admit he is one of the greatest players to play the game. Like easily the
Oh yeah.
top American of all time until
Mhm.
Austin Matthews really gets going in his career and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, yeah, really gets going as he's fucking killing it, but still, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just he is so fucking good at what he does and knowing how to do that. And I was just looking at his shots too. His 82 game season, 16% shooting percentage. Jesus.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Was that when he scored 40 plus?
That was 46.
Yeah.
That was the 15-16 season.
Mm-hmm.
His heart season, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Art Ross.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, that's just I mean, that's why I think like in some games where it looks like he's checked out, I don't think he's checked out. I think he's just frustrated because like he's shooting. It's not like he's not shooting or anything. He's not trying to get the puck to people. Like he's shooting and it's just not going in.
What
And
else? Yeah.
he's just getting pissed. I mean, if I was him too, I would be super fucking pissed. He's only got 5 goals on the year currently.
He's a competitive guy. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to
Like
go
even if
from.
the team's doing bad, like he's typically doing really well, and like he's also his points aren't showing it. Like I mean, I think we talked about it before, but like he's leading the team in points, but he's like the last in teams of like point leaders. Does that make sense? Like everybody's point leader has more points than him.
Oh, you're
So
talking about like compared to all the other NHL teams?
yeah, all the
Gotcha.
NHL teams, like, and it's like by a lot for like some teams.
Do you
Um,
do you think like this struggle, like for him to get points and goals and all that? I mean, again, it's because of the team around him and it's not all
yeah.
on him. Do
Oh
you
yeah.
think that's gonna affect his next contract, or do you think he's built enough of
No,
a name that it's
I think 15 years of hockey
is
have
good?
shown that
Yeah,
he's
that's.
really fucking good,
Oh yeah,
and
no,
that
I get. Yeah,
one off season with a team that's not built to win isn't gonna fucking like at least like in the last few years he had like built really good chemistry with DeBrincat, and then this season he doesn't really have the time to build the chemistry, and he's just had a rotation of other guys on the left wing while Domi's been in the middle. And at least Max Domi's been having like a pretty good season for himself. And he's not like a huge goal scorer either. I think we mentioned it before. Like he has one season of like over 20 goals. But he's having a solid year. Uh
Panarin was his line mate 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, right?
I thought it was only 2. Oh
Two
yeah, maybe
years.
was it 3 years or was it 2? Feels like forever ago.
Yeah. Which the crazy thing is it's not that far ago. Um, no, so yeah, it was only 2 seasons. But
Yeah.
it's like look at kind of I'm just looking at like his stats, like from years when he's had a solid line mate.
Hmm.
15, 16 was his Art Ross year. 16, 17, he put up another 89 points. Then 17, 18, 76 points, it goes down. 18, 19, was that the first DeBrincat year?
I maybe.
Yeah, Alex DeBrincat.
No. DeBrincat was the year before when he had 44 goals and 66 assists. Oh, 18-19. Yeah, sorry. I got it
Yeah.
mixed up.
So
My
it's
bad.
like you had that transition period where he didn't have a really a line mate that he's got the chemistry and build with. 17, 18, where he only puts up 76 points. And you get somebody good with him, like DeBrincat, 110 points, 84 points, 66 points in the shortened season, 92 points last year, and then now he's got nobody. Like it's just,
Yeah.
it's insane at how much we let this guy down.
Yeah, it's rough.
And it's like the
Like
same thing we said about Hayes.
it was good to see him get like 3 points that game though too, because you could see how excited he was.
And it was good to see him get points with Taves.
Yeah.
That was good too. Like they both like after Taves scored that goal, and they're doing like the like, little huddle celebration of that. They're like just this smile that they both had, like fist pumping, all that kind of stuff. It was like, God, I'm gonna miss that.
Yeah, right. I want to win more games for them. In this game as well, it was Stalock's first game back from that concussion that he suffered against the Islanders in the beginning of November.
Yeah, November 1st, exactly.
Okay. So that's kind of first game back, gets a dub. Not only was it his first dub in his first game back, but it's the first win in the United Center since the 3rd of November. So basically they didn't win a game at home for almost the entirety of his injury. And it's just hilarious because now they're 8 and whatever, they have 8 dubs.
Just look at that. Yeah, I'm just looking that up, and he's got 4.
And he's got 4, so he's got half of their wins, and he missed like half the season, or a month and a half basically.
It's funny that he was the one of the people that I was just like, why? Like that's gonna be so bad. That's what's gonna be the reason why like we tank to the bottom. And he's like one of the few bright spots.
I mean, it's crazy to see the way that they played in front of him because they seem to have a little bit more giddy up in their step.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a rough game too. Like it was very physical. It's weird because the hits don't seem as high, but there was 21 and 19 penalty minutes. There's a lot of penalties taken. There's a lot of like after the whistle kind of shit. There was the one time when Stalock picks up like I forgot what his first name is, but Olivier like picked up his stick and broke it. There's in the middle of like a TV timeout, I think he like Stalock was at center ice like chirping fucking good Branson, and I think it was Colby Cohen was like between the benches, and he was like, "Yeah, you could hear Stalock talking to good Branson, and they weren't sharing nice words." It's like, okay, Stalock, you're like what I think we saw 5'11" and good Branson 6'4". It's like let's not get someone else on the team murdered because you want to chirp the fucking biggest guy on their team.
Was that after like he broke the stick? Was that after Taves just got fucking destroyed?
Yeah. Taves got rocked in the corner.
Which was a clean hit. I don't know, like
yeah. Oh yeah. I think he just wasn't expecting it because he had already chipped the puck away and then he just got caught off guard. But
his up to the stick and just stepping on it, like he's a fucking psycho. And I think that's why
he's insane.
I think that's why the team plays so well in front of him because they fucking love that. Like he's your typical goalie, like nutcase in the net, like let's go, like fuck everybody else.
And he's been playing great when he's out there too, which is the best part. Like he plays the puck, he almost contributed on one of the goals, I think, where he like tossed it up to someone. I remember seeing the replay, but fuck, it feels like it's so long ago. It was one of the Athanasiou or Radish goal where he played the puck out to the guy at like the blue line on like a regroup, and then they brought it all the way down and scored. But yeah, I mean,
oh my god, you know what I just realized? The way that they're doing the goalie, they're basically switching off every other game.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the net tomorrow or tonight when you're listening to this against St. Louis. Binnington, if he gets the net.
Oh.
Is Stalock going to be the guy that puts Binnington on his ass for...
What are the chances? What are the chances where you see all over the NHL and like Reddit and everything, like Alex Stalock like fucking knocks out Binnington? Like,
if Stalock is the reason Binnington finally gets his shit kicked in for all the stupid shit, you give him a lifetime contract.
Yeah. Or if even if they just go at it, just make him fucking like own up to all the dumb shit that he tries to pull.
Oh my god, Binnington starts like chirping the Hawks bench, and then Stalock comes flying at him like goon style.
Or like, can you imagine Binnington doing something like he did to Sorokin, where he fucking runs into him like while they're changing, like getting off the ice or some shit?
Oh my god,
try to do that to Stalock. I mean, he's a fucking psycho. So like, let's see what happens.
Oh my god, I just got really excited for this game now.
Yeah, you got me really pumped.
Let's go.
all eyes on Stalock and Binnington.
Oh, well, that's a social media clip to promote tomorrow's game,
right? But, all right, well, we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves because there's still another game.
Another game. We really don't have to spend much time on this one. Hawks going to Carolina.
Well, here. Let me paint you a picture.
Okay.
Let me find this real quick.
Paint us a word picture here.
Okay, Just imagine that the date is October 14th, November 14th. You're playing the Carolina Hurricanes. You lose 3-0. Now the date is December 27th. You play the Carolina Hurricanes and you lose 3-0. How does that feel? It's just copy paste. It's all it fucking is. No goals
right.
against Carolina.
Yeah, it feels right.
Jordan Martin scores in both games. Brent Burns also gets an assist in both games.
We were talking about how, the Hawks needed that win against Columbus for the morale. Yeah, they needed this loss against Carolina to remind them what the end goal is for this season.
Also, I mean, Carolina's just on fire right
Fucking
now.
wagon.
In fuego, dude.
9 in a row after this game. They are 9-0-1 their last 10. They're on a 15-game point streak. They jumped all the way to first in the Metro, and I think they're currently second in the NHL total. Second NHL total. They are just fucking killing it right now.
And it's just another one of those games where, like, sure they lost 3-0, but Mrazek played great again, man. Like 46 saves on 49 shots. Like I feel so bad for him too, because it's like what we were saying with Saros. Like, he's playing great, but he's getting no support, and that's pretty much what Mrazek's had.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man. Like, the other positives is Hawks are always winning more faceoffs than the other team, and they're always out hitting. They just can't get on the score sheet. Other teams are just so good. They're just so good.
Carolina's about to get Pacioretty back too. I think it was like end of January or mid-January. He's supposed to come back.
Yeah,
dude, this might be Carolina's year, man.
Oh, but imagine if they try and go after Kaner.
Well, did you see like before the game or like I don't know if it was like during like morning skate or something? They ask Teravine and they're like, "Can you imagine Jonathan Tate or Patrick Kane in another jersey?" And he smiled and he goes, "Yeah, one." And he points to his jersey, the logo on his jersey.
That's not bad. It would look weird slightly. I mean, still red, still got a white, and
white
then
jersey, yeah.
They got the black. It's just a different logo. I mean, we got Cam Ward, so maybe we can give him one back.
They have their first round this year, second round this year, first round next year, 2 second rounds next year. I mean, they got the picks.
I wonder who they drafted. I don't think they drafted anybody in the first, like what their highest draft picks are of recent. Oh man, I wouldn't be bad though. I mean, we did have that classic old school Tuomo Route 2 for Andrew Ladd trade. Yeah. We got history.
I mean, nobody involved is still a part of the organization, but hey, it's there.
We got cups. We all got cups. Oh man, I don't know. It's funny that it's against Ranta though too, because I feel like maybe he was feeling it a bit with Kochetkov playing so well, and then right now like Anderson's still hurt, so it's kind of like once Anderson comes back, like Ranta was kind of maybe on the chopping block, you know.
It's Darling 2.0.
Yeah. Oh geez, Kochetkov is the new Scott Darling.
Dude, he's having a fucking great year. I think he's like 10-1-3 with 3 shutouts.
Yeah, like, it's something crazy like that. He's playing very well. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a terrible game. Like the Hawks did what they could. They're just not as good as Carolina. Carolina's fucking really good.
Yeah, you just got beat by a much better team.
A team that was, I think we predicted was like one of the top of the league this year too. Like,
yeah,
and they're ramping it up right now. So like, fuck, man, like look out. Like you said, like they're probably gonna be some of the favorites.
I want to revisit. I gotta figure out just revisit like our predictions,
right?
For like preseason predictions and see kind of like how off we were. Because I mean, a lot has definitely fucking happened this year,
right?
All right. Oh, here, real quick. Your predictions. Your East champs, you had Tampa.
Yeah.
Your West champ, you had the Oilers.
Okay. Oh,
And,
this is for playoffs?
yeah. And your
Yeah.
Cup champ, you had Tampa.
Neat.
You had Huberdeau wins the Hart and Art Ross as your hot take.
Huberto?
Your
Damn, that's
as your
rough.
bold take. And Sorkin will outplay Shesterkin, which I think has been happening.
Yeah. Shesterkin's been playing really well still, but I think Sorokin might have a little bit better stats, even though I think Shesterkin has more wins.
Oh, woof. My picks are so bad.
Is it like when you always do like
Oh,
every Hawk
Blackhawks.
player
Yeah.
wins like everything?
I had the Rangers as the East champ, which I mean they're turning around.
They're having I mean, since that Hawks loss, they have been doing really well, except for they just lost their most recent one, but 8-2 in their last 10.
My West champ, I picked the Flames. Woof.
Gross.
Yeah, and then I had the Rangers winning at
Gross.
least, but really interesting. Oh yeah, my bold take: DeBrincat gets traded to Chicago, to Detroit,
Yeah.
and then Detroit knocks out Toronto in the first round. I fucking would like.
It's a possibility.
It's a possibility, and I would love it. But anyway, yeah. So that's what happened. Hawks went 1-2 over the last week. We'll do 3 stars of the week really quick here, and I think you just have to kind of focus in on the Columbus game here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, first star I'm giving. I say it should probably be Stalock.
Yeah, why not?
Second star Keener.
Kaner.
Third star.
I don't know, like Domi,
Should we keep
Taves.
should we keep the tradition of non-Hawks being and give to Yossi for?
Yeah, I was gonna say Yossi for setting a franchise record in points.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do
why
that.
not?
Yossi,
Yeah, why not?
I think that's like 3 in a row now that we've had non-Blackhawks. I think we had Kirby for the shootout win. We had Ovechkin
For
800
goals.
Yeah.
Just yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, coming up then they have 3 games coming up here against St. Louis in St. Louis. St. Louis 16-16-3. Hopefully we get the Binnington Stalock matchup that we were just pumping the tires
so
on.
psyched now.
Then we got Columbus again. They're 10-21-2. Hopefully Columbus gets a little revenge there. Little interesting, controversial post-game activities happen in Columbus. Very interesting. This game takes place on New Year's Eve, and post-game in Columbus, they are doing indoor fireworks, which sounds bad for, indoor fireworks, but given what this team just went through 2 years ago, I don't know if they really thought this one through.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't understand. It's bad enough with the cannon and Misler
First Leakins.
Leakin, yeah. And his issues with everything that happened, but now you're gonna put fireworks out there. Yeah, that's insane.
Now you're gonna bring the fireworks inside.
Inside, yeah. And then they will play again on New Year's Day on the back end of the back-to-back against the San Jose Sharks, who are 11-19-6. This is the first time the Hawks are playing them since we beat them early in the season.
That was when we were on our 3-game win streak.
I think so, yeah. So
was that the game that there was 2 shorthanded goals from
Lafferty and Dickinson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laffy Dick, baby.
The Laffy Dick line, baby, which I think they've been playing together again a little bit.
I feel like they have been too. As I'm on the Hawks page right now, the very middle thing says blog. Dickinson Lafferty creating spark once again. Yeah, I think you're right.
Let's go. But yeah, so a couple other things I wanted to talk about really quick with Hawks talk. I know there's not really, it's like with the holidays and the holiday pause, there's really not much to talk about, but January is coming up. That time we record will be one or 2 games into the month of January. They have a 7-game homestand to start the month from the 1st to January 17th, where they face San Jose, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Calgary, Colorado, Seattle, and Buffalo. Then they go on the road for 2 games against Philadelphia, St. Louis, home for one more game against LA, and then they do the Canadian trip against Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton. This is a really interesting month, I think, for this team because there's a lot of games in that I can see them winning.
I didn't think you were going that route. Okay. You could see them winning? Damn, okay.
San Jose,
What, maybe Arizona, maybe
Arizona, Philly, Buffalo, maybe.
I mean, it really depends. That could be a game where they beat Buffalo or a game where like Tage Thompson decides to score 8.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of Buffalo team they end up playing.
Yeah, but then to kind of go hand in hand with that too is I think January you're starting to get established of who's contenders, who's not. You're going to start seeing the teams that are probably
getting ready to sell,
getting ready to buy. And is this the month that, Taze or Kane get dealt? And how much is that's going to be a huge effect on there too. I mean, you have the March 3rd trade deadline. So, I mean, there's still a lot of hockey to be played before like it actually happens, but certain teams, I mean, especially what they're probably going to have to give up to land Taves or Kane, they might want them sooner than later.
Yeah. I mean, to guarantee that you get them, don't let it get so close to the trade deadline when you know that other teams are going to be on the hunt.
And do you think, and I don't know if that's true, if my thinking is right though, but it's like you kind of get max return too if you give them more time. So, or do you get more of a return if you wait? I don't know. Either way, I think Kyle Davidson, if he has
pay a premium to get him earlier.
Yeah. If you're Kyle Davidson and you haven't had that conversation yet, I think by second week of January, you got to sit down and be like, all right, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah. I mean, especially like as much as teams try to maximize the cap space by waiting until the trade deadline, you also want to make sure that like they're getting enough time with the team that by the time the playoffs come around, like they're all clicking at the same time, like everybody's on the same page.
Right.
So it's kind of like a weird mid ground kind of like maybe once you see like it as it gets closer and as the cap space does go up for some teams, maybe that we'll hear. I mean, we hear it every fucking week, but like it's gonna be one of those like what was it? What's Bobby Margarita's name?
Oh, Bob McKenzie.
Bob McKenzie, whenever there was a huge trade announcement about to happen or anticipation, it's like oh, be 24-hour watch for this player. Everybody was always 24-hour watch, like, and it was just like, is something actually going to happen? That's what happened with like the Stamkos thing, where he ended up just re-signing in Tampa.
Right.
It's like, oh, he could be on the move. He could be on the move. He could be on the move. 24 hours. Watch out. And
but
then
you got, I mean,
fucking nothing.
The Rangers have obviously probably been rumored to be Kane's destination. I mean, that's the one team that's kind of makes sense. It kind of hits all the blocks for him. You got Panarin, you got hometown. I mean, Buffalo, it's not too far, all that kind of stuff. They're sitting at 43 points right now. They are tied with Pittsburgh for a wild card spot. And then what are they? I always forget which division they're. They're Metro, right?
Yeah, the Metro.
And they're 1 point out of the last spot in the division, 3 points back from passing New Jersey up.
Yeah.
It's like, do you think they're going to be one of those things where like, it's like, okay, if we're going all in and we're going to make this happen, let's fucking go all in and make this happen now and guarantee. Because if you keep it this close,
I mean, he gets you wins, right? Like exactly. That's what you would say. Like you don't want to like wait until the trade deadline and then like, okay, now we have to ramp it up and make the playoff push. Like you do it now, and then he definitely helps your team for the rest of the season. And if you need to like make the playoffs, like that's what you want, right? Like it's crazy. I'm just looking at this now too. I didn't know New Jersey was 3-6-1 in their last 10. They've really fallen back down. So like. We'll see what happens there.
That's another thing too. You have a team that's that was killing it, and now they're kind of
altering,
showing kind of like the true colors of the Devils, how they've been the past couple seasons. You think you might want to strike now, get the player that's gonna help put you over the edge, and try to take advantage of the teams in front of you playing bad. I mean, Washington's fucking killing it. 9-1 in their last 10. Holy shit. Pittsburgh's doing really good. It's insane how close the Metro is. Second to 6 is separated by 4 points.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because the Islanders are right there, too, and they're going to be knocking on the door as well.
And who knows? Maybe Islanders are calling about Kane, too. Because that
Hey.
still technically checks off boxes. The only thing...
It's just not original 6.
You don't have the line mate, like Panarin.
Yeah, he doesn't have the guy.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Barzal, him and Barzal. But those are 2 playmakers, right? So
right. Yeah, Barzal's not fucking scoring goals this year. Dick. Except for the time I fucking pitch him and then he decides he wants to score, but whatever. I digress. But no, yeah, I think January is gonna really be the time you gotta really start taking some more trade rumors seriously. I still take them with a grain of salt, but I think you could buy into them a little bit more than you could in October or November or even fucking August when Hawks were in full blown tank mode already. Obviously, definitely, but yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting coming up here.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny. One of the things I wanted to just point out is they have that Canada road trip you're talking about. Like, what are the chances that when they play Vancouver, Colin Delia's in that?
Oh my God, I would love that. And that would be one that I kind of wish the Hawks would light him up just because everybody's like, oh, the Hawks fucked up. I let him go.
It's not gonna be what happens.
No.
it's the revenge tour of everybody. They're gonna end up playing Wyatt Kalynuk. And oh fuck, what was his name? Oh my God. The other defenseman that we traded to them for Jason Dickinson. Riley Stillman. They're gonna each get a point.
I fucking forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's how we got Dickinson. I totally forgot about that. Dude, that feels like 3 years ago.
That was like September 17th.
Holy shit. Well, here, speaking of revenge tour, is it only a revenge tour if the team beats the Hawks?
I mean, everybody has, so I don't know.
Well, no, because Boquist, first game back.
Oh, well, he wasn't. This wasn't this off season though. He wasn't like let go or traded this off season.
I just always feel anybody that leaves the Blackhawks just get holy shit. I don't talk about it in a second here, but damn.
It was October 7th, not September 17th.
So close.
That's close. That's very close.
But all right.
Anything else? Hawks talk?
I got nothing.
If there's one good thing that you should take away as a Hawks fan from this season so far is the fact that they're really good at faceoffs.
Yes.
If you go on NHL's actual website and go to their team stats, you can filter by certain stats. Hawks are number 1 in faceoffs in basically almost every situation, even strength, power play, shorthanded. They only lack in offensive zone faceoffs and neutral zone faceoffs, but they're destroying they're amazing in defensive zone faceoffs. So pretty much every situation, like the Hawks are really fucking good at winning faceoffs, and that should be hopefully something they can just continue to do. But I mean, a majority of that is probably because Jonathan Toews and Max Domi are just killing it this year too. But yeah, if there's one thing that you can say the Hawks are good at, it's fucking faceoffs.
Yeah. And I just checked in. Let's talk about the World Juniors here first, because I just checked in on the Canadian Germany game.
Oh yeah.
It currently is 11-2.
How many points does Bedard have?
I'm adding that up right now.
Oh, he was at 4 before we started.
He has got 3 goals, 4 assists.
Jesus Christ.
Colton Dock has an assist.
Oh, cool.
And then Kevin Korchinski has 2 assists.
Hey.
And Fantelli also has an assist. But
damn,
everybody has been talking about Bedard, and if there was any question of if he was ready to make the jump to the NHL next year, like if he was going to be one of those guys that you might want to keep in juniors for one more year, every single hockey expert has said he is ready. His shot is NHL ready. His hockey IQ is NHL ready. And 7 points in this game plus 1 goal in the first game, which they ultimately lost. But still, this kid, oh my God. If you were doubting if it was worth being this bad in Chicago for a shot at this kid, exhibit Z, because A through whatever has already been shown. Like, this is just the cherry on top right now to show how fucking good this kid is. They're also playing Germany, so I mean, to be fair,
Germany, like, historically isn't like terrible. That's the thing. It's how this is how they respond after actually like being upset by the Czech team 5-2. And everybody's saying like, oh, like they're trying to get too pretty with like the Michigan attempts.
they're up, yeah, when they're only up 1-0.
I mean, I don't see how you can be upset about those, because in reality now, like, that's a good scoring chance. Like, if you have the skill, it's basically like taking a fucking shot. Like, you're taking a shot at it, and there's like 59 and a half other minutes in the fucking game. Like, if you're not going to win and you want to blame those two like situations, then you're insane, because they should have smoked them in the entire rest of the fucking game there. But they gave up 3 goals on like 15 shots, with a few of them coming off of like 1 power play or some shit.
I did love though that it was both Bedard and Fantelli that tried to do it, and it's just right there, a little bit of bragging rights, like anything you can do, I can do better. But Bedard's
neither of them got it.
Yeah, neither one got it. Bedard is, though, from what I've seen so far, he's the clear cut number one. Like, it's Bedard, and then it's everybody else. Like, it is insane how good this kid is. God, man.
I mean, his response alone, 7 points currently after that game too. Like, that's like one of those things that if your team loses a game, I'm sure he's going to end up having a huge response the next game. And that's somebody you can clearly build around.
Shaksia, or you say it, is they're tearing it up now. They won their second game 9-0. US beat Latvia 5-2 to open it up, and then they got upset 6-3 to Slovakia today, and I think it was like 3 goals in like a really short span.
Yeah.
But
it was 3 goals in 3 minutes
in
the second period.
Yeah, for me, it's hard to get into Team USA when it's like there's no Hawks on the team. And I think majority of the team is already drafted. So it's not like, oh, who can be a prospect for, for the Hawks, actually, potentially kind of thing.
Right.
Like, I hate to say it, I'm more interested in Canada at this point. Sorry, bad American here, but Ethan Del Mastro just got a penalty for cross-checking.
Okay.
So, hey, the only one that's not on the board is Nolan Allen. So you better figure it out somehow, kid.
I don't know if he's getting the kind of ice time that everybody else is getting, but whatever.
Is he even playing? That's a good question. No, he's playing. I don't know. But yeah, if you're not watching this tournament, I mean, tune in. It's some amazing hockey. Yeah, if you're upset with Hawks hockey and all that kind of stuff, any game in the World Juniors is fun to watch. Blowout or not, like, it's exciting and it's fun to watch. Hashtag get hard for Bedard. Let's go. Big milestone happened too since we were recording. The grade 8. You ever hear of him? Phil Kessel? No. Alex Ovechkin?
Oh yeah, Phil Kessel.
Ties Gordie Howe for 801 for second all time. Then passes him in the same game by an empty net.
Classic
Ovi. So he is now officially sole possession of second all time most goals in NHL history. Has he scored since?
I don't know.
So if he hasn't, he's 93 away from Gretzky now, or for passing Gretzky.
See, I think last time I checked, it was still 93 away. but let's see. He is 802.
Yeah,
So yeah, still at 802.
But I mean, it's happening, right? Like,
Oh yeah, there's no way it doesn't. I think that like he's gonna play long enough for that to happen.
he's not getting off the ice. Yeah, he's not getting off the ice until he's got the record.
Yeah, right.
I think the only question is, does he go for 900?
I would honestly make it an even 900.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, depending on how quickly he does it, like he might just be like, okay, cool, and then I'm gonna finish the season. So
I still like the idea of him getting 895, skating to center ice, putting his gloves and stick down at center ice, and just gets off the ice and gets on a plane right back to Russia. I think that would be fucking hilarious.
yeah, I do it. Fucking do it. You said you would. Just do it.
And it's even better too that he did it wearing the reverse retro jersey, which
Right.
I was looking for it now to pick one up, and you can't find it anywhere. I'm
Of course not.
fucking idiot. Every time I find a reverse retro I wait too long. But yeah, Ovi, second overall.
And I mean, the cool thing too was that like Winnipeg stayed out on the ice after the game and shook his hand as well.
Because it's teams and players have got to realize like what they're witnessing is crazy. Like it's not gonna happen again for a long time.
Right. Like I don't even know who would be on pace currently if it's either like McDavid or Draisaitl or even Austin Matthews. But even if it's one of them on pace, like it's still not going to happen for 10 years, 10 plus years for them to even get close, right?
Yeah, I mean the next active player is Sidney Crosby with 536.
Right. And he's not going to be hitting it.
Stamkos is 497. He ain't gonna do it. Malkin, Eric Stahl.
I'm just saying like pace wise right now. So
I
like
I'm just going down the list to try to see like the youngest guy.
Like Draisaitl has 275 in 594 games. I feel like either him, McDavid's got 270 in 523 games.
Austin Matthews got 276 and 442.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the closest pace currently. Damn, he's at 276 and 442. That's crazy. Other than that, maybe if
like he could potentially hit 300 this year if he has a really strong rest of the season. I mean, he's got more than half of a season to go. He's only has 17 goals, 34 or 24 goals he needs to get 300 this year. I mean, that's like right.
Holy shit. I mean, here's the crazy thing. Jason Robertson, the problem is he's already 23, but he's got 82 goals in 164 games.
Dude, his numbers are like up with McDavid at the same time.
He scores a goal every 2 games.
Yeah.
On average right now. Fuck, man.
It's a freak, man.
Yeah. Came out of nowhere. It's so good. Jealous.
I hate Dallas, man. I don't hate Dallas, but it's like I do because it's like they get fucking.
I'm so jealous of that draft. Like,
yeah,
it's insane. Fuck yeah. All right. Well,
I got nothing else, man.
Right. Like, Winter Classic's coming up. It's gonna be in Fenway. It's on the 2nd, not on the 1st like it normally is. I don't know if was it on the 2nd last year?
No.
I don't even remember who played in it last year.
Last year was I don't even know what I'm trying to guess. I have no idea.
I was hoping you'd be able to pull something out of your ass there. But yeah, I mean Pittsburgh versus Boston. Wow. Like sure it
was St. Louis, Minnesota.
Oh, okay. I think I didn't pay attention to that game.
Minnesota had the awesome setup
Yeah.
with the tan. I actually have a pair of their gloves that they used in those because I like the color.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was gonna say is that I don't think Fleury was there yet.
No, it was before.
God, he would have had a sick setup. Oh, did you see? Was it recently when they were wearing the reverse retros? I saw a highlight, and his setup that he had was so nasty.
Oh, dude, Marc-Andre Fleury and good goalie setups. I mean, it's goes hand in hand. Like
Yeah.
the day he has a bad goalie setup is probably the day it's like, dude, you might just need to retire, man. Call it a
Yeah.
career. You can't. You don't have your best stuff anymore. But
God
speaking of
damn.
Winter Classic, we had no idea who last year's was, but we might know who next year's is. The rumored 2024 Winter Classic. Seattle versus Vegas in Seattle. So screw all you other 30 teams. The two new guys get the game.
Yeah. Right. So weird.
Can't complain. Anybody that doesn't like that, you can't complain that because you cry that, oh, the same teams get it every year. There you go. You got somebody new. Well, no, I meant my team. They need it. Shut up. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody's gonna is really hoping for a Winter Classic anymore. It's a cool game. I guess I mean we're probably just tired because the Hawks were in so many outdoor games.
It's just oversaturated though now too because they do the Stadium Series, they do the Heritage. Like it's
Well,
just
they've done the Heritage Classic for a while
no, I know. I'm just
because
saying
that's
though,
just the
like
Canadians.
there's just so many. I think I forgot. Did they announce next year's Heritage Classic?
I feel like they did, but I don't remember.
Uh, Oilers to host the Flames. Wasn't that the same like the first one?
I don't remember. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like who hasn't.
Oh no, it was Oilers over Montreal in the first Heritage Classic in November of 2003.
Like, who's the most surprising team to not have a Winter Classic?
Ooh,
I honestly can't even think of like who else had them so far.
Minnesota's had one. St. Louis has had one. To have a Winter Classic or an outdoor game?
A Winter Classic, because the Winter Classic is like I always forget when the Stadium Series games happen.
Yeah, because I think there's one this year, Carolina and Washington,
Oh, weird.
like a Navy base or something.
Oh, okay. Um, but it's typically I don't know, I feel like it's always the
I,
same teams.
I feel like the Winter Classic should be original six
Hmm.
because
No,
they go for the whole old school
New,
effect,
New
like
Jersey hasn't been in one.
or maybe at least
Islanders haven't been in one.
maybe the
Columbus hasn't been in
67
one.
expansion teams too. I don't know. I feel like newer teams should get the Stadium
Buffalo,
Series.
Florida, Ottawa, Montreal. I'm surprised Montreal hasn't had one. When Toronto's been in one. No, Montreal's been in one. Never mind.
Yeah,
They
they
were they
played.
played against Boston.
Yeah,
uh
Florida and Tampa Winter Classic,
yeah,
2025.
yeah. Get it.
They play on that synthetic ice that they
Ooh.
because Boston, Toronto, Detroit, Buffalo, Montreal's all had one. Uh
Anaheim, San Jose.
Flyer. I mean, they played in Stadium Series, didn't they?
Yeah. Just give one more to the Hawks.
I don't know. The teams that have I think all the teams that I would expect Colorado maybe.
Oh, yeah, they haven't been one?
No, they've only been Stadium Series, I believe.
Hmm. Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
in the
so far it's
Central.
only been Boston, Chicago, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Rangers, Washington, Detroit, Buffalo, Philly, Dallas, Montreal, Toronto, Minnesota, Nashville.
All right. Well, if you made it this far in the episode, I want to know what your Winter Classic matchup would be.
Yeah, that's how we're ending it.
Yeah. All right. So that's episode 206. Tanner, what do you want to call it?
I want to How could we do like? Hopefully, there's a Stalock versus Binnington. Shit.
How about just Stalock v Binnington?
And then question mark.
Yeah.
It's like maybe.
You want to do that?
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Binnington.
That's what I'm hyped for.
Question mark? Question mark? All right. So make sure to follow us on social media at WCB Podcast. Listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Watch us on YouTube. 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I'd like to say things are gonna get better, but it's not. It's not. It's gonna be the same, if not worse. But
Right. The most we can hope for is more first round picks.
the most we can hope for in 2023 is Connor Bedard in a Chicago Blackhawks uniform.
Yeah, right. All right.
That's it. All right. We'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the WCB Podcast. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast. To connect with Jarom and Tanner, check out the boys at WCB Podcast on all social media. We'll see you next time.